Chosen one, hear this divine revelation that will change everything. When God makes you wealthy, tell no one. I'm trembling as I share this, because what heaven revealed about your coming wealth must be protected at all costs. The enemy has been monitoring your financial breakthrough. God showed me clearly why most chosen vessels lose their blessing immediately after receiving it. Chosen one. Before we go deeper, pause for a moment. If this message is already speaking to your spirit, don't just watch silently. Subscribe now so you don't miss the confirmations God sends your way. You know how the enemy tries to distract you right when you need a word the most. God is speaking directly to those who have been selected for uncommon elevation. You've been rejected, overlooked, and pushed aside, but heaven has been watching. Those closed doors weren't denial. They were divine protection. Your selection for wealth wasn't random. God chose you because of your broken nights crying alone, your prayers when no one stood with you, your faithfulness when betrayal surrounded you. Heaven revealed to me that you're entering a season where God will transfer wealth into your hands that your ancestors prayed for but never saw. But this blessing carries a warning. Your silence will determine your sustainability. The Lord showed me enemies already positioned around you, waiting for your elevation. Some are sleeping giants who will awaken only when your resources increase. Others are familiar faces who smile in your presence but secretly hope for your downfall. Your divine selection comes with spiritual opposition. As heaven begins mobilizing resources toward you, darkness is also gathering its forces. The warfare intensifying around you isn't punishment, it's confirmation of your chosen status. God has hidden you for protection, not punishment. Every rejection you endured was qualifying you for this coming wealth transfer. Your struggles weren't random, they were strategic preparation for handling blessing without breaking. Remember, when wealth arrives, tell no one. Your assignment is too important, your calling too sacred, and your enemies too close to risk premature exposure. Your wilderness wasn't abandonment, it was your training ground. Every tear you've cried, every night you've wrestled alone, every prayer that seemed unanswered was actually building your spiritual muscles for wealth. God revealed to me that chosen ones undergo unique wilderness training. While others receive instant gratification, you've been in extended preparation because your assignment requires unshakable character. The spiritual battles intensifying against your mind, body, and resources aren't random attacks. They're calculated training exercises designed to sharpen your discernment. You'll need this heightened spiritual sensitivity to navigate the complex relationships coming with your wealth. Your isolation wasn't rejection, it was strategic protection. God kept you hidden because premature exposure would have attracted destiny thieves who weren't ready to celebrate your elevation. I see the betrayal that blindsided you. That close friend, family member, or ministry partner who turned against you without warning. Their betrayal exposed a generational pattern of financial sabotage that's followed your bloodline for generations. But God allowed it now so you could break it before your wealth arrives. The divine encounters you've experienced in your lowest moments weren't coincidental. They were scheduled appointments where heaven deposited wisdom you'll need to steward uncommon resources. While others were networking, you were receiving divine downloads about wealth principles they can't access. There's a breaking point I see clearly in your journey, a moment when the pressure became so intense you questioned everything. That moment wasn't your defeat, it was your qualification. It revealed whether you would serve God for His presence or just His presence. Your wilderness training is almost complete. The enemy knows it, which is why attacks have intensified. Those closest to you can sense the shift, even if they can't name it. Remember, this extended preparation isn't punishment. It's because your capacity for wealth must match your character. God isn't just changing your financial status. He's changing your spiritual DNA so you can carry abundance without corruption. Your wilderness wasn't wasted. Every moment was mentoring for your coming wealth. Chosen one. The spiritual attacks intensifying around you aren't random. They're strategic. The enemy always fights hardest when your breakthrough is closest. These battles confirm you're carrying something heaven values and hell fears. What you're experiencing isn't just opposition. It's invisible warfare. The pressure in your mind, the heaviness on your spirit, the sudden conflicts in relationships. These are calculated attacks designed to break you before your blessing arrives. God revealed to me that many of your supporters are actually assigned to monitor your rise. They celebrate you publicly, but compete with you privately. They claim to cheer for your success while secretly setting limits on how far they'll allow you to go. The dreams and visions increasing in frequency and clarity aren't just night experiences. They're divine downloads. Heaven is revealing your true calling, because your financial breakthrough is connected to kingdom purpose. Pay attention to repeated symbols and messages. They contain codes for your next season. I see divine interventions that saved you from destruction. Moments when you almost made decisions that would have derailed your destiny. Times when you nearly partnered with the wrong people or invested in the wrong opportunities. Those weren't coincidences. They were heaven's protection over your coming wealth. There was a specific moment when heaven marked you for unprecedented financial blessing. You may not have recognized it then, but there was a divine appointment, a prayer, a prophetic word, a supernatural encounter that activated this season of elevation. That marker set you apart for uncommon abundance. The warfare is most intense over your peace of mind and financial stability, because the enemy knows wealth is coming that will fund kingdom purposes. Your resources won't just change your life. They'll transform communities and break generational cycles. Remember, the level of warfare reveals the size of your calling. Common destinies face common opposition, but chosen vessels carrying uncommon wealth face uncommon attacks. Stand firm. The invisible battle confirms your visible blessing is approaching. The painful separations you've been experiencing aren't rejection. They're divine protection. God is strategically removing people who cannot handle your next level. Not everyone assigned to your struggle season is qualified for your success season. This separation process feels personal, but it's actually prophetic. The relationships dissolving, the invitations stopping, the sudden distance. These aren't failures. They're heaven's way of creating space for what's coming next. God loves these people too much to let them become obstacles to your calling. The pruning happening in your life might feel like loss, but it's actually preparation for abundance. Every branch God removes creates room for greater fruit. The connections being severed are making way for divine alignments that can handle your coming wealth without jealousy or manipulation. Listen, I know you're watching quietly, just taking everything in, but chosen ones like you don't come across these messages by accident. If this is touching your soul, hit that subscribe button. Don't keep walking through spiritual warfare alone when a whole family of chosen ones is right here with you. I see glimpses of your divine assignment being revealed. Random ideas, sudden interests, unexpected opportunities. These aren't coincidental. They're pieces of the puzzle showing how your wealth will serve kingdom purposes. Pay attention to what stirs your spirit, even when it doesn't make logical sense. The ancestral curses of poverty, lack, and financial sabotage that have haunted your bloodline for generations are breaking as you stand in faith. God is rearranging your financial DNA because you're appointed to be the pattern breaker in your family. This strategic separation isn't just about people, it's about mindsets. God is separating you from limiting beliefs, poverty thinking, and scarcity mentalities that can't coexist with abundance. Every uncomfortable confrontation with your own thoughts is actually divine intervention. The isolation you feel isn't abandonment, it's intentional setting apart. Just as a jeweler separates precious metals before shaping them, God is separating you before blessing you. This process ensures you'll carry wealth with wisdom and purpose. Remember, not everyone deserves access to the chosen one God is elevating. Some connections were for a season, others for a reason, but only a few are for a lifetime of divine purpose. Chosen one, your midnight season is ending. After years of faithful prayer when no one was watching, unexpected financial doors are beginning to open. That sudden opportunity, that surprising connection, that unusual favor, these aren't coincidences. They're the first raindrops of your coming abundance. God is sending supernatural signs to confirm this shift in your season. Pay attention to repeated numbers, divine appointments, and prophetic dreams about resources and increase. Heaven is speaking a financial language over your life that requires spiritual discernment to understand. What you don't see is how the enemy is panicking as your season changes. The forces that kept your finances restricted are losing their grip. The barriers that blocked your increase are weakening. The spiritual atmosphere around your resources is shifting, and darkness can sense what's coming before you fully see it. I must warn you about the first test that arrives with blessing. When initial increase comes, your character will be tested in 3 areas: who you tell, how you spend, and whether you honor God first. Many chosen ones pass the wilderness test but fail the wealth test because they forget who brought the blessing. There's a crucial decision coming that will determine your destiny path. When financial increase begins, you'll face a choice between quick satisfaction and long-term sustainability, between public recognition and private building, between using wealth for comfort or for calling. This single decision will set the course for everything that follows. The midnight breakthrough doesn't arrive with fanfare or announcement. It comes quietly, like a seed pushing through soil. Those who boast at the first sign of growth often find their blessings stunted. Those who nurture it in silence see it grow beyond imagination. God is trusting you with uncommon resources because He's seen your faithfulness in secret. He's watched you worship when your account was empty. He's seen you give when you barely had enough. He's noticed your integrity when no one was looking. Before you continue watching, I need to speak directly to your spirit. If this message is confirming what God has been whispering to your heart, don't just nod and move on. Subscribe right now as an act of faith, a declaration that you're ready to receive this financial breakthrough. The enemy wants you isolated when your blessing comes, but God is connecting you to confirmation. Don't miss what heaven is trying to tell you through each message. Chosen one, a supernatural financial increase is coming that defies logical explanation. This isn't just improved finances, it's a divine wealth transfer. Resources that were held by the wrong stewards are being redirected to kingdom hands. Your hands. God is orchestrating strategic divine connections that will bring unexpected resources. People you've never met are being positioned to recognize your calling and invest in your purpose. Some will offer opportunities, others will provide funding, and a few will transfer skills you need for this new season. As blessing begins to flow, hidden enemies are being exposed. Watch closely who becomes uncomfortable with your increase. Notice who tries to control your decisions once resources arrive. Observe who subtly suggests you're changing when the only thing changing is your access to abundance. This level of blessing requires heightened spiritual discipline. Many can handle poverty with faith, but few can handle prosperity with humility. The coming wealth isn't meant to elevate your lifestyle, but to advance your assignment. Every dollar carries divine purpose, and how you steward it determines whether more follows. Heaven's clear instruction for this season is complete silence. Your blessing isn't for announcement, but for assignment, not for displaying, but for deploying, not for impressing others, but for impacting generations. The moment you broadcast what God is doing, you invite both human interference and spiritual opposition. This wealth transfer isn't just financial, it's spiritual authority being transferred into your hands. Money is merely the physical manifestation of a deeper shift in your heavenly assignment. What looks like dollars and opportunities is actually influence and impact being entrusted to you. God is bypassing normal channels to get resources into your hands. Where others need perfect credit, flawless backgrounds, or elite connections, you'll receive supernatural favor that overrides human systems. Doors will open that should have remained closed to someone with your background and experience. The wealth arriving isn't for hoarding, but for distributing with divine wisdom. You're not just a recipient, you're a channel. The resources passing through your hands will heal what's been broken, restore what's been stolen, and build what's been destroyed. Remember, when wealth begins transferring into your life, protect it with silence. Not every ear deserves to hear about your blessing. Not every eye should see your increase. Move quietly as God moves mightily, and what He does in secret will eventually be revealed at the perfect time. Chosen one, the moment your resources increase, watch how quickly people appear. This isn't coincidence. It's the loyalty test that every blessed vessel must pass. Suddenly, family members who never called are checking on you. Old friends who disappeared are remembering your connection. Business contacts are sensing opportunity around you. God is allowing this influx of attention to reveal what's truly in people's hearts. Not everyone approaching you carries the same spirit. Some come with genuine support, others with hidden agendas. The difference isn't always obvious to the natural eye, which is why spiritual discernment becomes your most valuable asset in this season. You'll experience painful revelation about trusted advisors. People who walked with you through the desert may not be qualified to enter your promised land. Some guided you faithfully through lack, but cannot handle being around your abundance without jealousy taking root in their hearts. Heaven is releasing divine wisdom to navigate this newfound attention. When people ask probing questions about your increase, you'll feel a check in your spirit, a gentle warning to guard the details of your blessing. This isn't paranoia, it's protection. Not every question deserves a complete answer. Stop right here. If you haven't subscribed yet, ask yourself why. Every time you search for clarity, every time you feel overwhelmed, God guides you to messages like this. Don't reject what heaven is trying to give you. Subscribe so you stay connected to the voice that lifts you when no one else does. There will be a critical moment when your silence protects your purpose. Someone will press you to reveal what God is doing in your finances, how you received that opportunity, where that connection came from, why blessing is flowing now. In that moment, your restraint will shield your assignment from premature exposure and spiritual attack. True loyalty isn't revealed in celebration, but in consistency. Notice who was there before the increase came, who prayed when you had nothing to offer, who believed in your calling when there was no evidence it would succeed. These are your true companions for the journey ahead. The loyalty test isn't just about others. It's also testing your loyalty to God's instructions. Can you receive blessing without becoming distracted from your purpose? Can you handle attention without craving more of it? Can you steward abundance while remembering its source? Remember, not everyone celebrating your elevation is celebrating your purpose. Some are simply celebrating their potential access to what you've received. Move with wisdom, speak with discretion, and let time reveal what words cannot hide. Chosen one, heaven is now unveiling the true purpose behind your wealth. This isn't random blessing, it's strategic provision for kingdom assignment. The financial increase flowing into your life carries divine intent that extends far beyond your personal comfort or security. God is revealing generational curses you're appointed to break with these resources. For some, it's educational limitations that have plagued your family line. For others, it's health disparities that have shortened lifespans. For many, it's financial bondage that kept your ancestors in perpetual struggle. Your wealth isn't just blessing, it's breakthrough power against these ancient barriers. There's a divine blueprint being downloaded into your spirit for kingdom building. Those random ideas about businesses, ministries, community projects, and global impact aren't just dreams, they're assignments. Pay attention to thoughts that keep returning, visions that won't fade, and burdens that grow stronger with time. These contain codes for how your wealth should flow. God is granting supernatural wisdom beyond your experience or education. You'll find yourself making decisions about resources that surprise even you, investing in areas you never studied, understanding financial concepts you never learned, seeing opportunities others miss completely. This isn't coincidence, it's divine enablement for your assignment. There's a moment of clarity coming when you'll understand why others couldn't receive this blessing. The responsibility attached to your wealth requires character that few have developed. The assignment connected to your resources demands sacrifice that few would accept. The purpose behind your increase requires a heart fully surrendered to divine guidance. This revelation isn't coming all at once, but in strategic portions you can handle. Each new level of understanding will arrive with the strength to carry it. Each new aspect of your assignment will come with the wisdom to fulfill it. The full picture would overwhelm you, so God reveals it like a gradual sunrise rather than sudden lightning. Your assignment includes lifting others as you rise. This wealth isn't meant to separate you from community, but to transform how you serve it. You're being positioned as a solution to problems that have existed for generations, a bridge over gaps that have divided for centuries, a key that unlocks doors long sealed by injustice. Remember, your wealth isn't the end goal, it's the tool for your true assignment. Many receive resources but miss their purpose, gaining abundance but losing their calling. Stay focused on why God trusted you with this increase. The assignment revealed through your wealth will outlast the wealth itself, creating legacy that money alone could never build. Chosen one, your disciplined quiet isn't just wisdom, it's divine protection. God is shielding your increase through your silence. Every blessing announced prematurely faces opposition from both human jealousy and spiritual forces. Your restraint isn't hiding your light, it's guarding your assignment. The enemy is launching targeted attacks against your new abundance. Financial delays, unexpected expenses, sudden tax issues, questionable contract terms. These aren't random problems, but calculated attempts to drain what God is supplying. The attacks prove the authenticity of your blessing, as counterfeits are rarely opposed. Heaven is granting you supernatural favor with authorities and gatekeepers. People in positions of power will approve your requests without understanding why. Officials will overlook technicalities that stop others. Decision makers will feel unusually compelled to support your vision. This favor isn't luck. It's divine positioning for kingdom purpose. There's profound power in building secretly, while others boast loudly. While many announce their intentions before taking action, you're being guided to create foundation before declaration. This approach isn't about fear, but strategic advancement. Seeds grow best in darkness before they emerge into light. Your blessing follows the same pattern. You're approaching a critical decision point that will determine your legacy. When results of your blessing become visible, you'll face pressure to explain your success, to reveal your sources, to detail your methods. This moment tests whether you seek validation from people or confirmation from God. Your response shapes everything that follows. Strategic silence doesn't mean permanent isolation. It means selective revelation, sharing vision only with those assigned to help build it. It means purposeful privacy, protecting processes while they develop. It means divine timing, speaking only when God releases you to speak. The quieter you remain during this building phase, the louder your impact will be when manifestation comes. Your silence now creates space for God's voice to direct every detail. Every unnecessary conversation drains energy needed for creation. Every premature explanation invites opinions that can dilute divine instruction. Remember, your assignment isn't to announce the blessing, but to steward it faithfully. God didn't elevate you for temporary applause, but for permanent impact. The world doesn't need your words about what's coming. It needs the manifestation of what God is building through your obedient hands. Stay silent, stay focused, and watch how far your influence extends when God finally says, "Now, speak." Chosen one, God is revealing hidden opposers within your inner circle. Those who smiled in your face while working against your increase. Those who claim to support your vision while secretly competing with your calling. This exposure isn't to hurt you, but to protect you as your wealth and influence expand. After years of false accusations and misrepresentation, divine vindication is arriving. People who questioned your motives, doubted your integrity, or minimized your calling will watch in silence as God confirms your assignment through undeniable increase. Your character will be defended not by your words, but by heaven's results in your life. A supernatural reversal of financial attacks is underway. Where the enemy created blockages, God is creating breakthroughs. Where sabotage caused delay, divine acceleration is creating recovery. Where others stole opportunity, double restoration is flowing back. This reversal isn't just compensation, it's confirmation that what God orders, no man can stop. Heaven is orchestrating the removal of saboteurs who gained access to your vision but carried opposing spirits. Some will leave voluntarily, suddenly uncomfortable around your authentic purpose. Others will be repositioned by circumstances beyond your control. A few will be directly confronted through divine revelation. This removal isn't rejection, it's protection of your assignment. Deep emotional healing is unlocking even greater blessing in your life. As God heals wounds from betrayal, rejection, and false accusation, your capacity for abundance expands. Many chosen ones carry blessing but lack the emotional wholeness to sustain it. Your healing isn't just for comfort, it's preparation for carrying wealth without being wounded by it. The exposure of your enemies serves a dual purpose. It protects your assignment while revealing God's faithfulness. Every discovered plot against you becomes evidence of divine protection. Every revealed opponent becomes proof of heaven's commitment to your calling. What was meant to harm you becomes testimony of how God shields His chosen vessels. This season of exposure will test your heart. Will you seek revenge or release forgiveness? Will you celebrate their downfall or pray for their redemption? Your response determines whether this exposure becomes a stepping stone to greater purpose or a stumbling block of bitterness. Pause and search your heart right now. This message isn't reaching you by accident. If you've felt the warfare intensifying as your blessing approaches, if you've sensed betrayal from those closest to you, don't just keep watching without responding. Subscribe now as a declaration that you're ready for both the exposure of your enemies and the expansion of your calling. Don't face this critical season without divine guidance. Your obedience in this small moment connects you to confirmation for every major decision ahead. Chosen one, God is revealing how your wealth will affect future generations. This isn't just about your immediate comfort or success. It's about breaking chains that have bound your bloodline for centuries. The vision being shown to you extends far beyond your lifetime, revealing how your obedience today rewrites the story of those who will carry your name tomorrow. Supernatural doors are opening to fulfill ancient promises spoken over your family line. Prayers your grandparents prayed that seemed forgotten. Declarations your ancestors made that appeared to die with them. Dreams that skipped generations waiting for someone with enough faith to carry them. Your wealth is the key that unlocks these long-awaited promises. Heaven is orchestrating strategic kingdom partnerships that align perfectly with your assignment. These aren't random connections, but divine alignments. People with complementary gifts, resources that complete what you lack, wisdom that fills your knowledge gaps, all arriving at the exact moment you need them. These partnerships multiply your impact beyond what you could achieve alone. The enemy is making desperate attempts to distract you from your generational assignment. Sudden crises that demand immediate attention. Relationship conflicts that drain emotional energy. Opportunities that look promising but lead away from purpose. These aren't coincidental interruptions, but calculated attempts to pull you from your destiny post. Heaven is confirming your obedience through unexpected sources. People who know nothing of your private prayers repeating exact words God spoke to you. Strangers referencing specific scriptures that guided your decisions. Children making innocent comments that contain profound confirmation. These aren't random, they're divine affirmation that you're walking in alignment. Your wealth carries DNA-level healing that will affect your descendants physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Generational diseases that will stop with you. Emotional patterns of abandonment and rejection that will break in your children. Spiritual bondages that have recycled through your family tree, finally ending through your faithful stewardship. The decisions you make with your resources today are writing the story your great-grandchildren will tell. Will they speak of how your wisdom created generational stability? How your giving established legacy that outlived you? How your investments in kingdom purpose changed communities long after you departed? Or will they tell the tragic story of blessings squandered and purpose forgotten? Remember, you're not just building wealth, you're building inheritance. Not just financial inheritance, but spiritual legacy, character blueprints, and kingdom impact that will echo through generations yet unborn. The wealth in your hands isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of your legacy. Chosen one, a new level of spiritual power is being released as you faithfully steward your resources. This isn't just financial authority, but spiritual influence that makes darkness tremble. As your obedience proves trustworthy in visible realms, your authority expands in invisible dimensions. Divine encounters are confirming your chosen status. Moments when God's presence becomes undeniable. Dreams more vivid than waking life. Prophetic words so precise they couldn't come from human knowledge. Scripture suddenly illuminated with personal meaning. These encounters aren't just for comfort. They're commissioning you for expanded territory. God is strategically positioning you in places of influence where decisions affect many lives. Boardrooms you weren't qualified to enter. Leadership circles that previously excluded you. Platforms that reach thousands. This positioning isn't for status or recognition, but for kingdom infiltration, bringing heavenly perspective where earthly wisdom has failed. Supernatural wisdom is flowing into your business dealings and ministry decisions. You'll find yourself knowing things you weren't taught, understanding concepts you never studied, seeing solutions others miss entirely. This wisdom isn't education, it's impartation. Heaven downloading strategies that human minds couldn't conceive. Before you go, chosen one, don't forget, the fact that you made it to the end of this message means something. Your spirit needed this. Don't walk away without subscribing. It costs nothing, but it means everything for the journey God is taking you on. Join the family. Your breakthrough might be in the next video. You're facing the ultimate test of your character under pressure. When blessing flows abundantly, will your heart remain humble? When influence expands dramatically, will your motives stay pure? When wealth increases steadily, will your worship remain authentic? This test determines whether your authority continues expanding or begins diminishing. The spiritual authority being entrusted to you carries responsibility beyond financial stewardship. Your words now carry greater power to build or destroy. Your prayers access deeper realms of heavenly response. Your declarations shape reality more quickly than before. This authority requires heightened awareness of every thought, word, and action. Those who once dismissed you now sense something different in your presence. It's not arrogance or achievement, but authentic authority that can't be manufactured or imitated. This authority doesn't demand respect. It commands it naturally, not through intimidation but through divine empowerment that others instinctively recognize. Remember, true spiritual authority isn't measured by who follows you, but by who you follow. As long as you remain surrendered to divine guidance, your influence will continue expanding. The moment you begin trusting in your own wisdom, the authority begins diminishing. Stay humble, stay hungry, stay dependent, and watch how God multiplies both your resources and your reach beyond imagination. Chosen one, supernatural restoration is flowing into every area the enemy has stolen from your lineage. This isn't partial recovery, it's complete divine restoration with interest. Opportunities your parents were denied, resources your grandparents should have accessed, recognition your ancestors deserved but never received. God is collecting on these spiritual debts with compounded blessing. Strategic divine connections are bringing kingdom opportunities beyond your natural reach. People you would never meet through normal circles, influencers who typically wouldn't notice someone at your level, decision makers who rarely grant access to newcomers. These connections aren't coincidental. They're heavenly orchestrated intersections designed to accelerate your purpose. Heaven's blueprint for wealth with purpose is being revealed with increasing clarity. The random ideas, sudden downloads, and persistent visions aren't just creative thoughts. They're divine instructions for building with your blessing. Pay attention to concepts that keep returning to your mind. They contain codes for kingdom wealth creation that serves eternal purposes. Deep emotional healing from past financial trauma is breaking generational patterns of lack. The fear that makes you hide resources even when you have plenty. The guilt that makes you feel unworthy of abundance. The scarcity mindset that makes you panic when unexpected expenses arise. This healing isn't just for comfort. It's preparation for carrying wealth without being wounded by it. There's a profound shift happening as your blessing becomes breakthrough for others. What God entrusted to you isn't meant to stop with you. Your resources are creating jobs that restore dignity. Your investments are funding dreams that seemed impossible. Your giving is breaking barriers that held communities captive for generations. This multiplication effect proves the authenticity of your blessing. The restoration flowing into your life carries redemptive purpose. It's not just making things right, but making them better than they would have been without the attack. The time the enemy stole is being restored with accelerated advancement. The relationships damaged are being restored with deeper connection. The resources drained are being restored with multiplied increase. Remember, divine restoration isn't just about receiving back what was taken. It's about recovering everything with kingdom purpose attached. What returns to your hands isn't just blessing, it's assignment. Handle it with reverence, deploy it with wisdom, and watch how God multiplies impact beyond what was stolen. Chosen one, ancestral promises spoken over your bloodline are being fulfilled through your obedience. Declarations that seemed forgotten, prophecies that appeared to expire unfulfilled, blessings that skipped generations, waiting for someone with enough faith to receive them. Your faithfulness has activated covenant words spoken long before your birth. Divine downloads for creating kingdom wealth are coming with increasing frequency and clarity. Business models that solve long-standing problems, investment strategies that create community transformation, giving approaches that break cycles of dependency. These aren't just good ideas, they're heaven's blueprints for wealth that serves eternal purpose while creating earthly provision. God is positioning you strategically before major economic shifts that few see coming. While others invest based on current conditions, you're receiving insight into future movements. This isn't random foresight, but purposeful positioning. So kingdom resources remain protected while gaining influence during times of transition. Your unusual financial decisions will make sense when systems change unexpectedly. Supernatural protection surrounds your resources during financial storms that devastate others. When markets crash, your provision stands secure. When opportunities vanish, your connections remain strong. When scarcity drives fear, your supply continues flowing. This protection isn't favoritism, but strategic preservation of resources assigned to kingdom purpose. A profound revelation is dawning about why your silence preserved your purpose. Had you spoken prematurely about what God was doing, human interference would have delayed divine timing. Had you announced your blessing before it matured, spiritual attacks would have intensified against undeveloped foundations. Your disciplined quiet wasn't just wisdom. It was warfare strategy that protected heaven's blueprint. The covenant manifestation appearing in your life isn't just personal blessing, but generational promise. The wealth flowing through your hands was spoken over your family line by God Himself. Your obedience didn't create this blessing. It simply removed the final barriers to what heaven already declared over your bloodline. Remember, you're not just experiencing personal increase, but covenant fulfillment. What's happening in your life was spoken before you existed. Handle it with reverence, deploy it with wisdom, protect it with discretion, The covenant manifesting through you carries purpose that extends far beyond your lifetime. Chosen one, God is revealing a divine vision of your impact, extending across generations yet unborn. This wealth flowing into your hands isn't just changing your story, it's rewriting the narrative of your entire family line. Children you haven't yet met will walk in freedom because of your faithful stewardship today. Heaven is releasing strategic instructions for kingdom wealth transfer that defies worldly wisdom. This isn't just about legal wills or financial trusts, but spiritual inheritance, how to pass both resources and revelation to those who follow you. How to transfer not just assets but anointing, not just money but mandate, not just property but purpose. God is confirming that your assignment extends beyond your lifetime. The seeds you're planting now will grow into forests that shelter generations you'll never meet on earth. The wells you're digging will provide living water long after your journey here concludes. This confirmation releases you from the pressure of seeing everything completed in your time. Supernatural blessing is being established as a covering over your descendants. Your obedience today creates spiritual protection tomorrow. Your faithful stewardship now breaks curses that would have followed your bloodline. Your wise decisions in this season establish divine favor that will rest upon your children's children as a mantle of heavenly provision. The final revelation about why God chose you is being unsealed in this season. It wasn't your perfection, but your persistence. Not your flawlessness, but your faithfulness. Not your spotless past, but your surrendered present. You were chosen because when everyone else abandoned their post, you remained. When others compromised for comfort, you stood firm. When many exchanged their birthright for temporary relief, you held fast to eternal promise. This message isn't random, chosen one. Your spirit recognizes truth when it hears it. If these words are confirming what God has been whispering to your heart, don't just receive and walk away. Subscribe now as a declaration that you're committed to your legacy purpose. Leave a comment saying, "I receive my legacy," so heaven witnesses your acceptance of this mantle. Remember, what you acknowledge on earth becomes activated in heaven. Don't miss the divine connection waiting for you through each message. Your legacy journey has only just begun.